Yeah. How'd you play after that?
I got like 49th or something.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's not too bad.
Dude,
Um,
Bonfire made a crazy run.
yeah, I saw it. Didn't she get like 25th or
She
something
got
like that? Or
33rd, I
33rd?
think.
Yeah,
But she
that's still
lost. She
crazy.
lost to Gulu, which Gulu's my dog, and when
Oh
he
really?
beat Bonfire, I was so hyped because it was his last major before he moved to New Zealand.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
he got his win, and then Bonfire, she made an insane losers run,
Nice.
and
Okay.
because of Mango's antics,
Yeah,
Umarth
yeah,
got Mango's seed in top
yeah,
64,
yeah,
so he managed to get 17th, which was nasty.
yeah.
It was so sick.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to look at what we talked about last time because it was quite a while ago now, actually.
Yeah, I think it was mainly
Yeah.
like laser more and up tilt more, basically.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I've put in the session summary focusing on laser initiative and corner situations. Um.
okay. Yeah, I was about to start reviewing that VOD
Hmm.
because I realized like if you just do coaching and don't review the VOD, you get nothing out of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and it can go very easily, right? Because there's a lot of information that you're given in
right.
such a short time.
Yeah, so now after I do the lesson, I go play a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe a couple days later, I'll go back and rewatch the VOD and
Watch
take
it.
notes, and that
Yeah,
helps a
yeah.
lot.
So that sounds good. But yeah, so this one's more specific stuff, obviously, by the title. So mainly looking at like punish game, edge guarding,
Hmm.
that sort of thing.
Yep.
Um,
Um,
cool. Let me share them.
I do some sick shit in the second game, by the way. I do some crazy shit that I didn't.
Is this like a ranked
Yeah,
set or?
yeah. I've played 1100 rank sets.
Oh damn,
I've
you're
been
up with the
grinding.
grinders. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've been. I really want to, because I'm like the worst of people who can go to majors. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, I get you.
People
Yeah.
who can like put one win on the board. Because the annoying thing was, so when we played the main stage, I beat this guy before you,
Hmm.
uh, and then we became friends after that. And then at Genesis, they put us up against each other again.
Oh shit.
So the only wins I have at majors are this guy.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It was Hugs' coach for boxing.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's a sick dude. And then
Yeah.
yeah, then I played Falcon, beat him. Played Ices. It was Ices named Fluid.
Yeah, yeah, fluid.
He's
Yeah.
pretty good.
No, he's
Uh,
yeah. He was
I took him
PR
the
at one
last.
point. So
Yeah, I took him the last stock each game, but I lost. I zero
yeah.
death him at one point. And I was really happy with that.
It's like
And then I was okay with losing that game. And then I lost to a Peach after that, and I could have won that game. So I've been grinding Peaches a little bit more.
mm-hmm.
But for
Nice.
ranked, Fox and Falco are my main focuses.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely gonna come up against those probably the most.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, can you see my screen and everything?
Yep, I can
Uh,
see it.
cool. Yeah, I'll just watch a little bit and see sort of like what things we should focus on here. Okay, so a few things start off from this stock so far. I'd say there was two pretty big things that happened here. So this is all fine leading up to this. I like the pressure sequence, and then I think this one I thought you dropped a big opportunity to just jump shine off of this instead of going for like an aerial. Because you can see how he sort of like falls too fast here and too close to be able to get like an aerial on him,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, I would probably. I usually look for jump shine off of up throw as like my default, just because there's sort of like so many positions that you can sort of like place the shine in. Whereas like with back air, you can only do it in like this sort of zone, right? But with jump shine, you can go like over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Like there's all of these different spots that you can do it in to like
Mhm.
chase their DI. And also the move is quicker, so it's like a bit easier to follow up, right?
So
Um,
where Fox is at right now, if you just
yep,
jump tried him with that DI,
yep.
would you want to go to top plat or side plat afterwards?
Yeah, so that's actually like a pretty in-depth sort of like discussion. Like we could talk quite a while about that. But I'd say the TLDR is like on a base level. So I'm sure you're aware when you shine someone, it sends like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like standard. So if they DI this way, they're gonna go like, well, not exactly like that, but they're gonna go more to one side than the other, right? So you want to move in the direction that's gonna catch this like further away side, usually. So like if that's to the right, like it is here, then you want to be moving right after your shine. Similar to what you would do on the ground, right? Like if you down air someone, you'd shine and like wave dash to where they're gonna DI away to, right? Instead of the other way. Can you hear me okay? Or?
There we go. Sorry, for some reason my auto detection was working. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that will make sense. Okay, so so that's sort of the baseline. So for this one, for example, you'd want, if you shined on the left side of Fox, like here, then you'd want to go to the right platform. But there is also this added layer of if you cross them up, right, then suddenly they're DIing the wrong way, right? So if they're holding right here and you shine them on the right side, like this side, and they're holding right, they're only going to go like this, right? And you can imagine that this shine would be over here, and so you'd actually want to go to the top platform here because then you get a better follow-up, right? So it sort of depends on which DI you're going to cover. Generally doing this one on the left, where you sort of move to cover the furthest DI, and then you can also sort of get like a little bit of a punish on the other DI as well, is sort of the more consistent lower reward strat. Whereas going for the crossbin reading which way is the much higher reward strat.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends on like quite a lot of things. I'd say at like lower percents like this, there's probably more value in going for these cross-ups, because if you guess, or not if you guess wrong, but like say they do DI to the top platform and you go to the side, it's really, really hard to get follow-up. And vice versa. But then when it's at like, say, 60 or something, you can very easily go to one platform and then go to the other if you need to go over there. So yeah, that's what I'd say for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the first thing, because I thought that was quite a pretty like sizable sort of drop. And then I think on this Nair also, I think, well, there's two hits here that I think could have been CC'd, and then you could have got like a CC shine. So this one, first of all, I mean, you're in the Falco Discord, right? So you know about, have you heard SP talking about crouch cancel walking?
No.
No? Okay, I'll link you the article quickly. But here we go. Just exit this quickly.
Got it.
Yeah. So essentially, what it is you do a crouch cancel, then you'll walk forward out of it, which sort of circumvents Falco's shine being really small, right? Because a lot of the time the shine will whiff. But even without that, a lot of the time here, like especially because your back's turned, like the shine's gonna hit back here, and then you can CC shine this back air he does, and that would be like a clean reversal here, right? Into quite a big combo. And similarly, on this second one where he nairs at you here after you do your aerial, like I would just be holding down instead of tapping down to shine, and then that way you'll get a crouch cancel, right? And again, you'd be able to like CC shine this. Because yeah, a lot of these like high aerials that Fox is doing, they're usually trying to sort of like catch you out of the air, trying to do like a laser or something, right? But if you just stay on the ground and like crouch cancel it, you get like a really big opening here, which I think is pretty important. And then I think this one was just a little bit of like miss movement, I guess, would be how I'd word it. So with this one, I don't think you actually want to dash here. Let me try and get it on the right frame. So up till the shine's great, you wave dash back. Okay, and then now, like just before you turn around, essentially. What I would probably do is just jump straight up, like full hop with no dash, and then pick a side to go to. Again, it doesn't really matter too much here. I'd probably say this side is more consistent.
Right.
So I'd shine him this side. Yeah, exactly right. Because if you shine this side, again, the possible DIs are like this or this, right? Mm-hmm. And so you're going to waveland up here. And then from here you can cover all of these, right? Whereas if you do it the other way around, you're sort of limited a bit here by the amount of space. Mm-hmm. But because you sort of dashed back here and went that extra distance, you'll then need to like dash back and then sort of like jump backwards to get to here, which is a bit of an awkward input, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas I think if you literally just like jump up and then hold the stick, I think that would probably be a bit easier to execute. Mm-hmm. Does that all make sense? Or?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this is fine, and then I think you get the kill here. So with this one, I don't think you can actually like just fully react to them just whiffing the nair here and then just go down to shield drop, because you can see you can get his up tilt out first, right? So you would either need to do the shield drop down air like now, essentially, as sort of like a read, like you would plan to do this, like you'd be here and plan to go there and then there immediately, right? You can't really run off and then also punish this nair. But what you can do instead is you knew the movement you did and then read what they're going to do after they land down here, right? Mm-hmm. So if you think you'll up tilt, you could stay up here a little bit longer and then come down. Or if you think you'll shield, you could do like a shield drop and then like fast fall aerial or laser. And that could be good as well. But yeah, I think you were sort of like stuck in the middle here. In terms of like, you didn't fully read it, but if you react to it, you can't just like punish the move itself, right? Right. So I thought that was pretty big here. And if you're not confident in this, I also just think jumping over here is pretty good as well. Okay. If you don't want to, play this mix up.
Yeah, if you don't mind, actually, could you talk a little about what to do when Fox comes back?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you played it pretty well, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I usually just try to go for, I juggle between tops and side flats, and then try to bait them into hitting me on shield, and I shoot.
Yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. So there's a couple things. So one big thing that pretty much no one knows, I feel like, is where they're going to spawn.
Right, it's always kind of opposite of wherever their stock icon is. Player 1 and player 2 on Slippy.
So how it, I'll tell you for port 1 and port 2 because that's going to be like where what's it called. So if they're port 1 and this is only on Battlefield and FD also, I'll point out. So God, I wish I had like text or something, but so Battlefield and FD, if they are port 1, then you want to go to the left side because you can see he's starting on to the right a little bit. Right, and then it's the opposite for port 2.
Right.
Because when you're port 2, you spawn like over here. It gets a bit not tricky, but obviously, like, when you're at a tournament, people can also play port 3 and port 4. But luckily for that, it's... so port 3 falls over here. And port 4 falls down here. I'll use this color. Should really use the port colors, but whatever. And this is only for Battlefield and FD. Every other stage, it's always the middle. So it doesn't matter. But on these stages... this is where you want to go for each of them. And especially, I'm sure you've played Port 2 on FD sometimes, and you spawn all the way over here, and they run all the way over to this ledge, and you have to sort of fall down and run all this way, and then get over to them, right? So that's why it's important, whereas if you started on the other side, you'd be right next to them. And you want to sort of like waste a lot of time, right? So to get rid of their invis. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of like where you should start first of all. So you can see, I'd say you're probably a little bit too close under them. Like I'd probably want to start, probably like here, because that still gives you the option to like run this way, if you want. But then you're also making it so that like they have to fall all the way down here, and then go this way if they want to sort of chase you, right? Yes, I think that was all fine. Then you pick your direction, which is great. And then once you're this far away, it's pretty hard for Fox to hit you, honestly. Especially if you do this full hop that you do. The only thing I would say here is you want to be careful of people like waiting here, and then maybe doing like full hop double jump up here to stuff you. So sometimes what you want to do here is literally just stay in the corner and wait. Or maybe do full hop and then drift backwards and land back down, either here or down here. You can also do like that full hop and then you can like double jump backwards. You know, there's like quite a lot of variations you want to do here, essentially. But yeah, like I said, I think you baited him to come over here and then you jumped over him. And then as soon as you got to here, you know, he can't really do much anymore, right? But then, you know, you play this whole sequence really well, but then I think he got a bit too greedy here. And, you know, yeah, that was sort of why you ended up getting up tilted. But we've already talked about, like, what you should do there instead. But does that sound okay for, like, the respawn, or... Yeah? So I think these up tilts are like the low percents aren't too great. Just because they don't really like when up tilts at super low percent, especially when you hit them on the ground, it doesn't really combo that well, right? It's pretty hard to combo shine off of it. And it's also quite vulnerable to like ASDI down and CC at this percent. So I think usually what you want to do at this percent, like, instead of throwing out, like, an up tilt here, like, it depends what sort of approach you're expecting. So, like, if you're expecting him to, like, run along the ground and try and shine, for example, you could maybe do, like, a backflip and then down at him. Or maybe you could do a dash forward and then, like, a wave dash back shine or something. Or, you know, maybe you just dash towards him and, like, grab or jump shine or something to, like, sort of interrupt him as he's running into you. But the up tilt, I always feel like it's sort of like a pretty sort of general response when you use it like this. Like, you're not sort of specifically thinking about what they're going to do. You're just thinking, he's going to try and move in and hit me, right? Like, I prefer the up tilts when it's, like, a really specific read on, like, him doing this, for example, like full hopping over you. But then if that was what this up tilt was, then I think I would have seen you wait and then up tilt once he jumps. Is how I'd sort of see that playing out. But yeah, I just pointed it out because it's like, you know, even if this did hit, it's not too high reward, and like, you know, this up tilt can get you like dash dance grabbed or like Ned or something like that. You know, he's like already waiting for it, right? But But, you know, if you didn't want to do those things and you knew he was waiting for an up tilt here, you can just, like, just do, like, an approaching laser here or something, right? Or, like, an approaching late downer. Because you know he's waiting here for that up tilt, right? So he has to sort of stay in this sort of range if he wants to try and punish it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I'd always think about that, like, anytime you're in some sort of, like, disadvantage, so, like, you whiffed a move, or maybe you, like, rolled or something, like, they always have to stay kind of close to be able to punish that up tilt that you're doing, but then that sort of opens up this option, right? And it also opens up you just, like, dashing away like this, and sort of creating space, or maybe, you know, jumping, right? It's just giving you time to do, like, more things than you usually can, right?
Gotcha.
So, like, especially with this one as well, I think you could see, you know, what if you did, like, just dash back and, like, grabbed him, right? And then you get to F-throw him off or something. Yeah, I'd mainly say it seems like it's a lot of, like... It seems like you have the right ideas with the combo game. It's just a lot of, like, little movement flubs, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's sort of, like, costing you. So, like... With this one, obviously, you miss the turnaround jump timing. And then on this one, you down it a bit too, like, far past him, right? I mean, this one was weird because he air dodged. But, I think he could have been a bit more precise about where you landed, maybe. And then you might have been in range to shine, right? Whereas with this one, you can't really shine him. Same with this one as well, right? So, like, that one I can understand, but I think this one, where you were, like... It felt like you were almost specifically looking for that.
Right.
Like, you want to be ready to... you know, like, jump forward and then sort of drift back on your stick, or maybe do, like, a J6 down air, so, like, jump forward and then drift forward and down air, instead of doing this, like really far forward one, right? So I think that's the more important thing, rather than, like, you not maybe understanding how you're meant to combo, because it seems like you've got some pretty, you know, pretty good ideas so far, from what I've seen. Yep. Yeah, so this one might have been one... I mean, it depends what you think he's going to do, but this one might be one where I'd consider double jumping once you get to here, and then double jumping probably this way. Just because he could very easily, like, jump up and, like, up air you right now, right? So I think you're pretty scared of that here. But luckily he doesn't do anything here, and he actually goes too high, which lets you get out. Then this is another one where you can maybe crouch as well, so you just roll. And you haven't really got much time to work with, but you can see that you are actually actionable before... he hits you, right? So that means you've got time to, you know, spot dodge, shine, crouch, shield, you know, those sorts of things, right? Even roll again if you want to. And it's very important to realize that, like, when you get hit in a spot like this, like, did you have time to actually do something and play a mix-up, or was it just like a true punish, right? Similar to this one as well, I think you could have maybe... I mean, whether you want to shield or crouch here is up to you. You could even spot dodge if you want, if you're, like, really cracked at timing this. But I think just doing like some sort of defensive action here once you see the full hop and that you're under him. Because, yeah, I think so far, like, you could have literally just, like, CC shine this guy to open him up, like, 4 times or something. Like, you didn't even need to play neutral, like, you just hold down. Because he's not really respecting that, I'd say. Nice. So this one, it looked like he tried to react to the tech in place. Is that what you think you did? Or?
I believe so. I think I was just trying to see what he was going to do. I usually expect like roll in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think here I was just trying to see what he would do. Because my side plat follow-ups are really bad. I just absolutely like percents like this. They just get right above the side plat and fall into it.
Yeah.
My tech chasing here, I just don't fully have any like. I kind of just not autopilot, but I just do whatever looks right instead of having to get into it with the game plan.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of options here that you can do. So what me and Flash do is so we either read the tech in place or we react to everything else, because you can't react to the tech in place and then go up and shine, like it's just too fast. So that's what we do. It's a bit tricky to cover some of the mistech stuff, but you can cover all of them with just dash jump shine. Okay. So that's something you can grind out if you want to. The other way I'd say to play it is that you could either sort of do this 50-50 between like, are they going to tech in place mistech, or are they going to do a tech roll? And then you can cover that with up air, which can be pretty good at this percent. Or doing, again, like jump shine. You can also do some stuff where you like if you think they're gonna not tech in place here, you could like jump above them and then come down with an aerial, like a down air or something. That can also be pretty good. But yeah, I'd say they're the two like sort of main ways to go about it. But I think the key thing there is that you can't react to the tech in place and then full hop shine it. It's just too slow. But what you could do is react to that tech in place, and then you could do, say, just jump up, waveland down, and then shine them. And then you're sort of like pressuring their option out of the tech, right? Because if you just shine waveland them normally, they're just gonna like, you know, grab you or shield drop aerial or something, right? So if you do try to do that, you need to sort of pressure the next option, essentially.
Yeah, I think what I usually aim for is waveland or shine waveland, shine grab.
Yeah,
is usually my go-to option.
Yeah.
But do you think that leaves like way too much room for them to like shield drop or like shine out a shield and stuff?
Yeah, so there's a gap between like the shine waveland and the next shine, which is the main like issue there. But you know, people that aren't aware, you can get away with it a lot of the time versus them. But there is some cool stuff you can do with like if you like say Fox was shielding here, and you do like a shine here, but then you wave dash this way, then you can actually avoid a lot of the stuff he does out of shield because you're too far away. So that can be good as well. And it's also nice because a lot of the time they're holding in to shield drop, right? So if they do get hit, they're going to go this way. And it's sort of like close to you, right? But that can be good as well. But yeah, I'd say the key takeaway with these follow-ups is just that you have to read the tech in place. Unless you're like already up there. And then you can do stuff like, you know, up tilt or shine to read it if you want. Yeah, same here. So this one I actually think up air could have been a really good choice. So the reason I say that is because you see where he's teching, right? So he's teching right here. So up air is going to cover like 3 out of 4, right? If you time the up air.
So it would be miss tech, roll right
and roll left. Yeah. Okay. And then even if they roll left here, they don't really have time to like, you know, like punish you, right? Like you're still in a pretty good spot. And then, if you want to read that tech roll away, because that's like his option to get out, then you've sort of got like a weighted 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that could be really good here. But again, you could also try and like waveland up there and then go from there, and that can be good.
How do you follow up the roll left? I would
roll left.
I would fair, but cause that's like angled hitbox, but
I
don't really convert off it too well.
Yeah, so it depends. I'm not sure if so obviously it depends a lot on what DI you think they'll do after the tech away. I'd say the main things you'd probably look for are forward air, up air, maybe dash full hop shine, and maybe dash full hop down air would be the things I'd be thinking about there. But yeah, like for example, if they're sliding off, for example, then you don't really want to do like down air or forward air. But then up air might be pretty good because it might be past the percent where they can slide off, for example.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the time with Falco, like the best punish to go for just purely depends on how you think they're going to DI, more so than there just being one sort of correct sort of combo route.
Yeah, I think that was a shine grab.
Yeah. Ooh. I think this is a pretty good big drop. So I think the key thing here was maybe a bit uncomfortable getting to the ledge here. Mm-hmm. So can you think of a way you could get to the ledge here?
Shine turn around, uppy.
Yeah, right. And then that would have put you in a spot where you can very easily just like back air from the ledge this. Mm-hmm. But I think because you put yourself in this position where you were like double jump lasering, it made this a bit awkward, right? Well, I think it was maybe still doable, but once you'd committed to that like double jump, I think you wanted to either edge guard from the stage, or I also think your wave dash to the ledge was a bit slow. So
yeah, I'm a bit nervous on the fast fall.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the fast fall would have actually made a big difference here because you would have had time to bear the up B. So I think that's something really important to like get down, for sure. Small random thing, but I think up smash out of shield is actually pretty good here at this sort of percent. Because I think you'll send like even if so the thing with up smash is it actually sends like slightly behind because it sends sort of like this. So even if they're DIing like full away here, they're only going to go like I don't know if they'd reach the top platform at this percent, but you essentially because it's like that sort of mid to high percent, you can usually combo off of it. Whereas you can see the down air here sort of like pretty hard to get follow up off of, right? Maybe you could have laser reset, and I think that was another thing here. Is when you do try to tech chase with the laser, you want to get it nice and low, right? So that you'll get the laser reset. But you can see this one's a bit too high. Like sometimes you can get lucky and you'll sort of like bounce into it, right? Because he goes higher. But in general, you want to try and get it a bit lower.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would say we can ignore the rest of this game.
You think so?
I mean, you can go and watch it because there's not that much left.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like 13 seconds, so I'm guessing you get bad and then you SD probably, or get shrine spiked. One of the two.
Close your eyes.
Side V. Yeah. Classic. Okay, let's watch the next one.
This next one, I do something nuts. I don't think it's actually a good option, but you'll see. It's like halfway in.
Ready?
Just mess around quickly.
You go Battlefield, right? If they leave it open.
Yeah, it's counts pick. Yeah, I'd say Battlefield or Stadium are the two.
So few foxes at my level know about stages in this matchup.
Yeah.
At locals, I always hit them up with the You want to start Battlefield?
You want to start Battlefield? Yeah. Yeah.
Did I get it? I forgot. I think I get it.
Yeah. So I think with this one, so are you aware that like the shield drop angle, like the angle that triggers the shield drop, if you press B, you will actually do a shine. So you don't have to go all the way down to like down on the control stick.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how you can make them a bit quicker. Because like you could be pressing B now, and it'll do it. And that's like pretty big there, right? Because those 2 frames could be the travel time of like the stick. I think also just as a random thought, I feel like you've been jumping a lot into like underneath Fox. So like here, and then here on this one, right? So I just literally just throw in a bit more weighting after this laser. Either do another laser or do like a dash sense and wait for the full hop.
How easy is it to dash dance up tilt? Sounds
you would have to like pivot to do it,
Okay.
which is
Can
like
you do that?
no. I mean you can pivot up tilt, but like
Right.
nobody does it, and it's not really like. I mean you can do it on box maybe, but yeah. I'd say it's not really a practical like solution. Yeah. So like more stuff like this where you sort of like shoot a laser and then the next one you shoot has a different timing, so then it catches him, right? Or like this, yeah. Yeah, I think I've noticed like across the 2 games as well, like some of your down air follow-ups have been a bit like maybe a bit unconfident. So like knowing where they're gonna, how far they're gonna go from the down air. I think with this one the wave dash was the right idea, but you wanted to do it a lot sooner so that you'd land like on top of where he's gonna land, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's sort of like I would do sort of the wave dash preemptively, and then like I'd be wave dashing left or being ready to wave dash left now, and then use like my movement after the wave dash to position from where they DI'd, if that makes sense. So like if they went further this way, then I'd do the wave dash in to say here, but then I could like dash after, right? Whereas I think you sort of like tried to see where they DI'd to and then tried to wave dash over, if that makes sense. And it's just a bit too slow, like you see here. Like you nearly get it, but I think you could have already been on top of him. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, what we were talking about before.
Yeah. So with this one, I think the difference with this one is you jumped a bit too early, right? So with the other one before, you jumped after he'd landed. So he'd landed and then he started like dashing over here, I feel like, and then you jumped over, right? Whereas with this one, like you were already jumping before he even touched the ground, which is like too soon. Because if you watch it from like his perspective here, like just watch Fox. Right, as he's falling down through the platform, you can see what you're doing, right? You can see that you're full hopping forward. And I mean, you can use, and this is sort of what I was saying about the double jump, like you could use this as a bait as well. Because he'd be seeing this and going, oh, this guy's just full hop into the top like an idiot, right? But then you double jump away and now he can't really catch you, right? But you need to think about, like, what are they seeing on the respawn? And, like, do you think you've sort of tricked them or not? You know, like in that first one we saw, I think you tricked him because he thought you were going to be over here, but then he went up here. But with this one, I think you haven't tricked him, so you need to like do something else to get out of the way, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean it's a hot spot. You know, you're at like 120. So I wouldn't be too mad about dying there. It's the ones where you die at like 0 from a respawn that
Right.
feel bad. Yes, this is, funnily enough, this is the one DI that I don't think you could probably full hop shine. Just because he goes too far horizontally, right? So this is the one where you actually want to do the... Probably like short hop nair, I'd say.
Okay.
Just because you want something that hits like quite far in front of you, like this sort of zone, right?
Could I also run up to where he's gonna land and crash cancel?
You could, yeah, but I'd just be like, I would prefer to like take the...
Initiative.
Just like take the combo, because I think you just get a true combo here, right? Whereas if you try and like run crouch, you know, you might like double jump out and try and get to here or something. Yeah. But then at this percent, so again, I like the idea to wave dash, but I think it's too low percent here because he's landing before you're even out of your down air, right? So this would be one where I'd be thinking about just up tilt after the down air, for example. If you think they're gonna go like, you know, tech in place mistech here. But then if you think they're gonna tech roll, you might want to like dash wave dash towards them or like run and chase them with another down air or laser, right? But yeah, so I think an important thing here is just like practicing your down air follow-ups at like all the different percents and thinking about like how far away from you they're going to go and how much time you have to set up for the next part of the combo, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I always I mean, not many people have it nowadays, but I always recommend 20xx for this as well because there's a function where you can randomize the percents every time you load a save state. So that can be a good way to like, you know, you're switching between lots of different percents.
Right.
But I mean, you can also do that in Uncle Punch. At least, you know, practicing at different percents if you want.
Just practicing like the down air follow-ups?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think also like I like the idea with these up tilts, but I think you're just like maybe either reacting to the wrong things or like maybe just trying to read the timing instead of not reacting to it. But essentially with this one, like you're looking for him to try and short hop or full hop off, and if you don't see those things, then you don't really want to up tilt because like if he tries to like run off the platform and fast fall down and hit you, like you can't really up tilt in time. It's a bit too fast, but the once you see the jump, that's when you know you can try and get it.
Okay.
Nice. I think this one was actually pretty hard to cover every light drift you could do, but you could have maybe done like a again like a jump back with your full hop and then maybe like back air on there, and I think that could be pretty good here. Yeah, that's all I'd sort of say there. Yeah, this guy's really on your like up tilts on wake up, I feel like. But again, I mean, look at him, right? He's just sitting here for like 20 frames or something. Like it's you're sort of like giving yourself a lot of time to do other things and like move out of the way, right? Or take the initiative. So it's really important to like really internalize that, I think. Is like how much sort of threat the up tilt gives you, right? Nice. Unfortunate.
Yeah, missed all of those. I think I turned around all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really hard input, honestly, so I don't blame you.
I got really lucky there with that down air.
Yeah.
No, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but again, I think this one was just due to like the choppy wave dash, right? Sort of messed up your timings a bit. Nice ledge grab though. I think actually a lot of people would have struggled to get the ledge here in time. So this is a really good movement. Cool. Yeah, so again, look at the difference in the timing on this one, right? So like you waited for him to land first, and like you didn't let him see the jump immediately, right?
Yeah, I couldn't get any shine out of shield off this game.
Yeah. So that one was just because you tried to jump a bit too early while you're still in shield stun. I will say also it can just be worth like holding the shield, letting the shine hit, and then just buffering a roll, for example. Or I think you can even roll between drill shine actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, because I mean you can shine out shield between drill shine if you're perfect, so it makes sense that buffer roll works, and that's just really good because like you don't always need to look for like just a reversal out of shield, right? Like you can also just look to sort of get into a better position than being like stuck in the shield, right?
Yeah, quick question with so with jump cancel shines.
Yep.
Can you do it the second you're in jump squat, or do you have to get out of jump squat first before you can shine?
No, so you have to go through like the 5 frames of jump squat. So that's why Fox's shine out of shield is quicker than Falco's, because he only has 3 frames of jump squat, whereas Falco has 5.
Gotcha.
So shine out of shield respectively becomes 4 for Fox, which is the first airborne frame, and 6 of Falco, which is the first airborne frame for him. But yeah, just to sort of expand on the shield defense thing a little bit, and this applies to all characters, not just Fox. But if you start doing, say, like rolling out of shield, right? So you roll either this way or, I mean, let's use this way as an example. What Fox has to do here is he has to land with this drill, right? And then he either has to do like, maybe he could shine wave dash back to cover it, but a lot of the time they'll do like an aerial here, and then they'll dash this way, right? To sort of to cover it. But then if they start doing that, that's when that lets you, just like grab them as soon as they land from the aerial, right? Or shine out shield, because they're not throwing out that shine anymore, right? Again, it's a bit more relevant with other characters because Fox and Falco can like shine and then cover the roll in some spots. But if it was, say, like, Sheik, for example, a lot of the time, if you get her to start covering your roll in that way, then you get some free openings with like attacking out of shield, right? So it's sort of like you force them to try and beat your defensive option first, like you're rolling away, you're jumping away, wave dash away, whatever, and then that then opens up, stuff like shine out of shield and downer out of shield and all of those sorts of things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so same here. I think 3, 4. So like this one, you could have buffered roll between the aerial and the shine, or aerial and the up tilt rather, and I think that would have got you out here. Nice. Yeah, this is a hard one to follow up off of, so I don't blame you. So this is really good. I would probably up air here, I want to say, instead of up tilt. Specifically because this happens off of up tilt if they DI in, right? And this is really hard to follow up off of. Yeah, the magic thing, yeah, exactly. Because, yeah, if they DI in, you up air them again. If they DI out, you probably down air them. And if they DI sort of like this, you can probably up air them or do like the dash shield drop up air thing. But yeah, that's why the up tilt's like a good idea. But yeah, it's just unfortunate when they DI in here because this is so hard to cover. I mean, you could maybe dash full hop. You could probably dash full hop shine it. It's just like quite tight.
Yeah.
And again, it's like sort of why would you want to go that when you could you know, make it easier for yourself, right? And just do up air. Oh wow. Nice. Okay, let's try and watch the third game then. Is it all Battlefield or? Oh, there's one of Yoshi.
Last
Wait,
one's Yoshi's,
last
yeah.
one's Yoshi's. Okay. Do you know about SDIing on the jab reset here?
Do you ASDI down?
No, it's actually the other way. So you want to go up.
Okay.
Oh,
right. Is that in the Ginger video?
it might be.
There's a thing on it.
I don't know the exact frames, but essentially, if you spend long enough in the air on the jab, then instead of being reset, you just get popped up, and then you're free to act. And to prolong how long you stay in the air, you need to be DIing upwards, right? Because then you'll take longer to fall down. So I usually just wiggle up on the stick, and that's usually enough to get this. But yeah, that's really big because you don't want them to get stuff like this really for free. Yeah. So this one. No, this one was really pretty hard to tell, but I think we actually talked enough about what's it called, like the platform tech chase stuff, that I'm not actually too worried about talking about that. That was really good. I actually think how do you feel about your wave dash lengths?
On platform or on stage?
Just in general, like yeah, so on stage.
I can get better at it.
Okay.
I'm confident I can get better. I just don't think about it.
Because I was gonna say I actually think you could wave dash the ledge here.
On Yoshi's, okay.
Or I mean on any stage actually, I think. But if you
I just get really scared on Yoshi's.
yeah, I mean luckily you're not on the sloped bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that helps here.
Will you stick to the ground if you do normal wave dash back here?
Yeah, because you're on the ground a bit. Yeah, because like this is a really obvious angle for Fox to go for here, right? Because it looks like there's no way you can really cover it. So I just think it's useful to be able to do. And also just as an aside, like to get comfortable doing the wave dash on Yoshi's, what I would do is I just grab the ledge, do a regular get up, and then I just practice going from regular get up to grabbing the ledge with a wave dash. And that's also quite useful versus like Sheik, for example, or Moth as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as your wave dashes are like 1 or 2 frame, you should be fine, I'm pretty sure. It's just if they're really choppy, then you'll like SD. Yes, this is another one with like the laser height when you're trying to chase them down, right? So you pretty much always want to do a low laser, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was nearly really good. Yeah, though this is perfect other than the probably want a back air instead of down air. Or drift, yeah, or drift definitely. Yeah, so this is another down air follow-up one. So you get the down air here, which is great. And then I would either run forward and then crouch, or wave dash forward here, I think. And then you can set up like a crouch tech chase and just look for like forward smash or down smash. Is probably what I would go for. unfortunate. Yeah, I actually think this combo drop cost you the stock here, actually, which is unfortunate. I mean, yeah, just going back to the CC thing also, like, you CC shine this at 59. Like, I mean, that's how much, like, I mean, obviously it was a weak bear, but that's how much it can come up, right?
Yeah. CC
Yeah.
is not something I think about too much. I probably should
Yeah.
just focus on that for a couple of sets.
Yeah, I mean, just do it on the easy ones like those nairs he was doing, right? Where he's just doing really high nairs. Like, you don't want to let Fox get away with that.
I'm just.
Wow, he did the STI.
Every time I
Oh, wait, no.
I
Yeah,
feel
you go.
I'm gonna go for crash cancel, I get dared. I get drilled, and I'm like,
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you do get drilled, you can then, while you're getting drilled, hold attack, and then you'll be able to like tech away on the shine or something.
oh, okay.
And if you tech away on the shine, it's usually pretty hard for them to follow up.
Can you buffer text like that?
Yeah. I mean, all techs buffer for like I don't know the exact number. I want to say 20 frames.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, like, a lot of the time when people are recovering, they're holding the tech like as soon as they stop moving from the up B, and then if they get hit at any point within like this part of when they're moving, like they'll tech it. They're not like specifically timing to get hit like exactly here, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I mean, we can just use this one as an example. So like, if you press tech like now, or even just held the trigger now, you would tech this. But then if you didn't do the shine, you would end up shielding, right? Because you're holding a trigger.
Right.
So I'd say that's pretty important as well. I think there's a SDI trainer in Uncle Punch that you could test that on.
Yeah.
Or not test that on, but like practice it on. I can go over that in a minute, actually. I'll just watch to the end of this, see if there's anything else. Nice.
I lose this game, sadly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Whoa. Yeah, so like this is him shield dropping between that shine waveland, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's too much like news, like more stuff. I'd say you want to be doing a lot more late aerials, just as a general thought, in a lot of these spots.
I'm very bad. I'm good at doing those in practice.
But bad in
In
game. Yeah, just like I would literally just go into the next like session you play and don't do any like sort of rising aerials, and then you'll get a sense of like, or you'll get a better sense of like when they're actually useful and when a late aerial would just like do a better job.
I could a million times
Yeah, I think you want to get more comfortable with your up tilt follow-ups as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let me go into Uncle Punch quickly. So for the tech thing, this is gonna be really loud. Yeah, so I'd go to STI training. Sorry. Wave shine STI is this one. So this is gonna do a drill shine. Yeah. Oh. Can I not reset that? Sorry, this is weird. I don't actually do this one because I don't really have use for it. But essentially, you can hold like the trigger during that shine, right? Or during the end of the drill. So like I'm pressing it like as the last few hits go. I just need to turn you up again quickly.
Yeah, my mic is really quiet all the time for some reason.
Yeah, it's annoying because like I'll have like what's it called? I'll have all the audio levels fine, and then I'll boot up Dolphin, and it's like the loudest thing in the universe.
Yeah.
So, hang on. And for some reason, it doesn't show all of the like.
I think you have to go directly
Audio.
onto my mic and adjust it.
Yeah, I've already put yours at like 200. Okay, I think it's fine now. But yeah, so I'll pause when I'm like pressing the tech. So I think that one was a bit early actually. Hang on. Sorry, this is like a hard timing to do.
Yeah, sure.
Like here, I think. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it's like just towards the end of it, like as he's landing from the drill. And you know, you can also do stuff like tech roll away with this. Oops. Okay, that one didn't work because I got an STI. And a cool thing you can do with this as well is you can do that tech you were doing, like just holding the trigger. But then you can also do like C-stick down as well. And what that'll do is if he tries to do drill grab, you'll get a spot dodge a lot of the time as well. But then you'll also tech if he does the shine. So it's sort of like a little option select you can do. So that'd be the first one I practice for like the teching the shine. And then combo training, that was it. Yeah, so I would just yeah, Fox, do it from like knockdown percent onwards, so like the 40 for example. I don't know why it's not. Okay, it just isn't making the noise. So like for this one, for example, I'd either go for that, right? Or maybe I try and read a roll, like if I want to do no, tech in. I might do that to cover it. Fucking, I'm just taking it. Hang on. Like that. I'm like trying to half react, half read it. Or you can do even just like that if you want to. That. You can do running shine as well sometimes. But yeah, so like for that percent, but then once it gets to a little bit higher, you know, this percent, that's when you can try and set up like that, for example, where you. So I'm doing the downer, and as soon as I'm out of the downer, I'm wave dashing forwards already, right? But then, you know, if they go a little bit too far, I'm gonna walk afterward. To try and get on top of where they landed. Yeah, I'll put this in the corner actually to make it a bit better. Yeah, you can see I'm always trying to end up like exactly where they end up landing from the down air, right? And you can also adjust your wave dash length to achieve that. Because I know that I'm gonna wave dash as soon as I do this down air. It's just the angle that I'm changing. So. But yeah, and then the other one was up tilt, I think. So for this one,
Yeah, I think I'd never really know when to dare up tilt and when to dare shine.
okay, yeah. So dare up tilt is for when you want to dare shine unless the dare's gonna knock down usually.
Okay.
So like once you get to like this percent, for example, you don't really want to shine this. Because that can happen, right? And even if you hit the mistech, they do that like spooky stunt thing sometimes, right? Whereas if you up tilt, it's like it just hits a lot nicer. Something like that, right? But then if it was like a lower percent, say like here, you don't really want to dare up tilt, right? Because you want to get the shine. But then when it's these like this percent, you sometimes want to up tilt because the shine might send too far here. But the general sort of rule I'd say is like you want to up tilt when it's the knockdown percent.
Okay.
I don't actually know what the exact percent is. I want to say it's like 30, 38. Five.
Way lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Okay, it's 35. At least unstale. But I mean, both shine and up tilt are pretty good at this percent, right? So that's what makes it a bit hard. Wow, that actually comboed. But yeah, so that's how I'd go about practicing that essentially. Is just do it to different percents, different DIs, different techs, all those things. And again, just really focus on from the down air, like getting on top of where they're going to land, using your movement. Because again, I think the combo ideas with majority like really good. It's just the movement that was sort of tripping you up. Another one as well is like just practicing getting a shine here at like say 50, and doing the correct sort of jump to get there, right? Like, you don't want to ever really be missing hitting the shine here. Some of them you obviously can't follow up like this one with shine, but you can see how sometimes I'm like dash forward and then jump back, for example, or like not even dash jumping, right? But yeah, I would just, get really comfortable with that, essentially. Cool, okay. Did you have any other questions before we leave it there, or?
No, I think that pretty much covered it all.
Alright, awesome.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'll write up a quick summary and I'll try and upload this probably tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Cool, alright. Yeah, I will see you next time then.
I appreciate it. Have a good night.
See ya.